Let's make a fancy fold card using the Heirlooms arrangement kit. This is a really great kit. I really love it. Let's look over some of the items that we're going to be using from this kit. We have our pecan pie ink pad. We have the stamp set that comes with the kit. We're going to be using some of the sentiments that come in there. You want to look for a piece of this pink card base, and we're going to be using this as our card base. And this is going to end up, we're going to fold it in half, and it's going to be a landscape, so long ways this way. We want a piece of gold open weave ribbon. We're going to be looking for some of the little tags that come in here. In particular, we want the largest one. I want one that is going to fit in. Let's just pop that out. We got our piece of label right there, and we'll put it off to the side. We're going to be looking for the ephemera packs with the little tags on it. In particular, we're looking for this one that is like a copper clay or pecan pie in color, and it has some really nice designs there of a butterfly. Let's pop that one out. Hold on to the rest of the ephemera pack pieces for other cards that we're going to be making. Look for the flower sheet, and we want two of the flowers. This one in particular, it's kind of got like a stand-up, and another one that is like a little bouquet or a clump. So we want those two to be popped out also. So those are the pieces that we want for this card. What we're going to start with is our card base. We have our card base. Remember, it's landscape. There is the fold line right in the middle. We're going to bring in our trimmer, and we're going to score it on the front. I have my my cutting plate here, and I'm going to place it in, and I'm not going to measure. I want to bring this edge right up to the 6-inch mark, so it's kind of a long butt up on this left side and the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it right there. Just remember which blade you're going to use. And I'm just going to score it, just butting it up on the 6-inch and on the top. I don't need to worry about where is it going to be here or there. I have the score line right here, and now I'm going to bend it. And this is going to become like a little easel card like this. So it's going to sit like this. So I want to burnish those fold lines so that they will fold neatly. And it's going to sit like that. Okay. I'm going to lay it flat. Now there's the score line right there. What I want to do is I'm going to assemble this without gluing it down so that you can see how it's going to come together. I'm going to take that one tag, and there's a score line, and I'm going to put it roughly about the middle here. I'm going to bring it over. I don't need so much space on this side because I'm going to take my flowers, and I'm going to take one flower, and it's going to go along the bottom, and it's going to end up right about here, and this is going to be covered. So I want to make sure that it just hits the edge of that card base. I'm going to take a sentiment. My sentiment will fall right about there. I will stamp it, and my flower is going to sit on top. Now, I can see that this flower, I can still have space to pull him out. So I'm going to pull him out a bit, and I'm going to see where it ends. If I lift up this flower, he ends right about there. So I'm going to put it, and this large flower is going to hide the end of the little flower. I'm going to take off this large flower, but I'm going to hold on to this one here. Okay. What I want to do is this is all going to be glued flat down. Let's glue that down. Because I had a rough idea of where everything's going to go, I can reassemble it. I'm going to put that one flat down. I'm going to double check where this large flower goes. It's okay if it's a little higher than this score line because that'll look really nice when it opens up. It will kind of hang over. So I'm going to have my flower here, and I'm going to watch where it lands. So I'm going to take this one, clearing that, and right about there. So I know right about there. So what I'm going to do is actually get a little glue dot. So I don't want that flower to move too much. I'm going to take this glue dot, lift it up, and pop it underneath. And that's going to hold it in place. I can take another little glue dot, I'm going to lift it up, and put it on the other side, and that will anchor it down. Before I go any further and glue this on top, I want to stamp my sentiment. I have my little sentiment here, and I'm going to use my pecan pie, and I'm going to look through the sentiments to see which one fits in. I'm going to pop it on there. Looks really good. Fits on there. I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. If I make a mistake, I can always flip this over. Now I can place that right on top, right there. But I wanted to bring in a bit of ribbon behind that. So this open weave is a nice design, and I'm just taking a piece and I'm folding it over, and I'm going to pop that behind the flower, just like that. Okay. So I folded it in a V shape. I'm holding it on the back of the flower, and I'm going to add some dimensionals to hold it down. I find when you use the open weave, you really got to push those dimensionals in between the open weave. I'm going to make sure I add enough dimensionals so that the flower will sit properly. Take those off. And because I have left some space around the flower, I can easily slip in my sentiment in a minute. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to look where that's landing, and I'm going to cover it over and make sure that it all fits in. There we go. And it is standing up a little higher than that little fold line. I'm going to take some more dimensionals, add it to the back of the sentiment, and pop it on that card on top of the gold weave and in between the flowers. All I need to do is look for some embellishments. And I'm using some really old embellishments that I had, and the colors always seem to match. And I'm just going to add a little bit in here and there. These are old embellishments, but always take a look to see what you have in your stash to use. There we go. To finish it off, let's add a little bit of Wink of Stella to some of these flowers to give it a bit of a shine. And that is one of our little fancy folds. Very simple, and as it folds up, a little bit of it will hang over the edge, and it's very, very pretty. And it folds nice and flat for mailing.